Hey guys, welcome back. We're making a difference. We're doing something. We can't get all the bad guys, but we can get some of the bad guys. We can push these companies in a direction that it's helping. It helps you, Joe Blow, the collector of trading cards, sports cards, whatever you collect. These grading companies, who are, it's nice to see when they make changes, when they're doing things that are in the best interest of, well, I mean, it's in the best interest of themselves, but also in the best interest of the honest collector, the people that aren't scrubbing and dubbing. So we have a bunch of incidents recently. We have people that like to say they're cleaning their cards when they're going to let on that they're not altering the card, but they're indeed altering the card. Anyone that tells you that, anyone that says that they're putting polish on a card to remove scratches, anyone that's soaking a card to remove stains and everything else, saying that they aren't actually altering the card, they're full of shit. They're trying to make money, and there's no one on this planet that is going to choose a card that has been altered, that has been polished in the world of Pokemon. If we're gonna keep it Pokemon related, there's no one on this earth that would rather have a vintage holo that's been polished to take the scratches off of it, rather than an original copy that's in the exact same appearance condition, if you will. So no, it's not the same thing. People are doing it. They're doing it so they can grade. They can deceive the grading companies. They're doing it so they can make a quick buck. And I'm glad to see PSA is clipping down. We got a little amended section here under the N7 evidence of cleaning. And I hate when they call it cleaning. Like, everyone just lumps everything in under cleaning. Like, people that are pressing cards, people that are, again, it's not original condition anymore. If you're trimming things, if you're removing the surface, that's what polishing does. I know I have to explain it to everyone. People are like, no, that's not polish. Doesn't remove any of that. It removes some of the surface so that the surface that was removed in the damage looks less apparent. It's less obvious, or it fills it in. Sometimes it fills it in. Sometimes it just removes material around it. It's the same thing if you're removing a scratch from anything and you polish it. If it's a piece of metal and it's got a scratch in it and you polish it, it will remove it. You're removing material from that piece of metal as well. So here we have it. We have an amended N7 evidence of cleaning here under the grading standards of PSA. And we've seen it already where they've deactivated, where they've sort of completely nulled and void one of the Kurt orders where he's showing off online. I sure hope that they're working on, I really, really hope that they're working on, or they have a method to, I would think that the only real way to do this is both image comparison, which is online, which there are many examples that they haven't used, and then also magnification and some other methods with the soaking and stuff like that, being able to detect either substances that were used, or being able to compare and contrast, or be able to compare the material itself to see, hey, is it damaged? Has it been chemically altered? Has it been soaked? Is there water damage? What's going on here? I'm sure there's many ways that a lot of this can be detected with the polish, the card polish. No, it's not cleaning cream, it's polish. If it's removing scratches, it's abrasive. It's slightly abrasive. It's just barely abrasive so that it can remove just a little bit of the surface. If you keep going with that Kurt cream, guess what happens to the card? All of a sudden, it removes too much. You're just doing that a little bit. But if you do it too much, or if someone alters the card, and then the second person alters the card, eventually there's not going to be anything left on the surface, and it's going to look like shit, right? So there's that as well. Even if you're the altering type, you're making a quick buck. You're grifting the grift, if you will. All right, we gotta move on from this. When a whitener is used to whiten borders, or a solution is used to remove wax, candy, gum, or tobacco stains. Additionally, when any foreign substance is applied to the surface of the card, such as cleaning spray or wax. Note that this designation can qualify for encapsulation as authentic altered. I think that's totally fair, and I think if anyone is altering their cards and they would like to disclose, there's the loophole, there's the catch. If you want to alter your cards, tell the grading company it's altered beforehand and that you want it in an authentic altered case. You won't, because it's worth less money when you're trying to flip it. Great. At the grader's discretion, and if AA is listed on the submission form as the desired minimum grade, you will be charged the applicable grading fee in either case. So they have it here. I think this is largely to do with the fact that they can now shift the blame onto you. as we've seen with many of these, especially like the FBI level, the federal level cases, proving that you deceived the grading company. If you're submitting these, will not only allow them to terminate your account if they choose to do so, but also if law enforcement gets involved, they can point to, hey, these guys were deceiving us. This is part of our policy. We told them not to do it. They did it. Oopsie doopsie. Take them away. I think that's fair. If you wanna alter stuff, if you're doing anything to your cards that is considered altering, that is considered making them not factory original anymore, if you're cutting them from a sheet or anything of the sort, you need to disclose that. If it's not an issue to you, if you want to pretend it's not an issue, tell it to the customer. And even then, you're going to have issues with the next person not disclosing that. But that's where the chain of information needs to happen. Good job, PSA. Again, we've ragged on PSA quite a bit recently, but good job on this. I'm not out to get any of the grading companies. I don't want to use any of their services, but I do want to make sure that they're acting in the best interest of you guys, of anyone that wants to collect this stuff, of anyone that's buying this stuff, especially the new people that are getting in that might not understand that they're getting shafted on something like this. Now, the Ketchum stuff, yes, working on the Ketchum stuff. There are some very serious accusations that are going on within the Ketchum stuff. So the Ketchum battle, I am doing more research because I think it would be a disservice. I think it would be irresponsible. And I think that it would be lazy of me, essentially, to make a video about that without hearing both sides of the story. Both sides would like to speak to me. I'm going to speak to both sides. So we're going to have just the most painfully long, insane, tell as much story as you want to tell, both sides of that entire predicament. Again, if it was drama, if it was, oh, I hate you, you hate me, I don't care. I don't want to cover that. When there's violence, when there's threats of violence, and taking it a step farther than just a disagreement, that's where I draw the line. And I'm going to investigate what's going on. And I'm going to do my best to share both sides. They're going to have the opportunity. Again, if somebody wants to share their side of the story, who am I to not let them do so? That's one of the main purposes of the channel here, is to give people a voice, allow people to defend themselves. And me just like sharing one side or just making, I guess, guesses or commenting on clips of part of a predicament it's not cool. Now, what is cool is the link tree that's down below, because you guys know it. I love these. I love the discount codes, especially. We got reputable companies. We got sick, nasty, sweet deals here. If you're buying stuff, if you're in the market for stuff that you need anyway, that you're going to buy anyway, buy some stuff from these awesome places. It's mostly trading card supplies. And that's the best way to support the channel. I'd much rather you do that. It also allows me to make any video that I choose to, any video that I choose is right, that I think is the right thing to do. Whether it doesn't get as many views because it's not that cool, whether it's demonetized because we got a lot of tunes that go through here, the G-baller tunes from the Whatnot videos. I cover a lot of scammers. Is the biggest thing. When you cover scammers, guess what happens? Scammers will false flag your videos and gets them removed because there's a lawyer that contacts YouTube and they bend the knee. Well, guess what? You guys are here to save my ass and allows me to re-upload those videos, allows me to essentially nuke my channel a little bit. We're working our way back. Don't worry. We're coming back. We're covering what we need to cover. And I want to make sure that everything's available to anyone who wants to watch it, whether they can support, whether they need to buy something or not. No paywalls. Fuck the paywalls and screw the ads. If we don't have videos, if YouTube doesn't want to protect their creators, then voila, you guys are protecting me and allowing me to make the videos that I want. We always can lean back on other platforms like the old Twitterino, or X as some like to call it. In terms of uploads, if anything gets taken down, you can go watch it there. But I will do my best to re-upload, even though it's not in the best interest of the channel's health or whatever you want to call it. But again, we don't care. We don't care about views, and we don't care about views because it's largely because you guys have been using those codes, using those affiliate links that cost you nothing if you're going to be buying that stuff anyway. My God, that was a long rant, long ad, hashtag thank you everyone. Now we have a little update. And yes, Whatnot, my least favorite platform for buying and selling. If anyone said, what do you not recommend for buying and selling, I would probably say Whatnot. Not gonna lie, they still haven't refunded everyone for the Blake stuff, so no, they don't get a free pass for that. I wish they would have blanket refund everyone in existence, because you propped them up, you allowed them to do that, you had complaints, you did nothing about the complaints. But now we have a this took seemingly forever. I don't know when exactly he was banned. How long ago was this video? 9 months ago. 9 months ago, we made a video about this guy here who he pulls a prize out. Again, we got these, you gotta gamble. You gotta gamble if you're on Whatnot. If you can't sell packs, if you can't go to Walmart, fill your cart, and then go sell those for a profit online, you gotta do some kind of gambling, some kind of pull game, some kind of wheelie speely. Again, so we have a pull box here. He pulls this bad boy out. It is brown in color because it's a fighting energy with a blue piece of tape that says nothing on it. I may be the dumbest scammer of all time, because hold on. He brings it back. He takes it off screen. He brings it back, and it is a psychic energy. I don't know why he didn't match the energies, why the tape doesn't look the same, but now it says 2 packs. So he's pretending that someone won something that they didn't win, or just has stuff on the side so he can pick what the person wins. Not sure exactly, but it's clearly a scam. And guess what? Whatnot did a whole lot of nothing. There's a video there. They can go review the footage. They can probably go back and see a whole lot more than I can. But they did a whole lot of nothing. But now they have. Whatnot. Good job. It might have taken you up to 9 months to do something, but you did it. You banned them. Thank you. My God, how many people got scammed? Was there something else that happened? I don't know. I can't keep up to it. When you see somebody scamming like this, when someone's blatantly scamming, caught on video, scamming your customers, they're your customers, Whatnot. This guy's working for you. If you had a cashier that's shortchanging people, if you had a cashier that's sneaking off one of their items into their back pocket, they're getting 20 chapsticks at the checkout, and this dude is putting one in his pocket, you gotta do something about it. Why should anyone be buying on your platform if you can't take action? This requires so little effort on your part. I did all the work. The person that clipped it, Petamedic, came to me. Because guess what? When these people that are reporting this stuff, that are clipping this stuff, don't get a response, and I have to make a video, and still after making a video and showing this guy scamming to 6,000 people, I'm sure Whatnot, I'm sure you saw it. I'm sure you got tagged on it. Ridiculous. Insane. Good job, in a way, but this took too long. Too long. So minus points. Only half a credit here for Whatnot. Now, next up, we have PSA with another one. PSA they're on the ball. They have been responding to incidents here. Again, it should never get to this level. This is insane. We have Frank on the screen here. We have the Sports Card Madness who covered this, and then I shared it, and then some other people shared it. Congratulations. Thank you to everyone who has been sharing this stuff. People like them, people like myself, like the others in the sports card world that are pointing this stuff out, pointing out these problems for the little guy. To my knowledge, Frank doesn't have a platform where he can go on and he can talk about this stuff and then PSA sees it and has to fix it. Or it's in their best interest to fix it. Do they lose a customer if they don't fix it? Does he decide to go somewhere else? Does he stop collecting graded cards? Maybe. But when it becomes public, which it should, there's no reason that this should be kind of swept under the rug. If they want to do the right thing, they can do the right thing. They didn't do the right thing to begin with. He purchased a PSA graded signed card, and it was just authenticated. So when he sent it in to get an actual grade, he wanted a reholder with the actual grade on the card so it would match the rest of his PSA graded collection. They said, oopsie doopsie, that's no good. We're taken back. We take these backsies, not authentic anymore. Now the problem with that, there isn't a problem with that. If they made a mistake and they want to own up to it, not a problem. But the problem with that is that they weren't giving him the money that he paid for the card. If they want to give him the full value for the card, it's PSA's mistake. It probably should have been marked as not authentic or counterfeit, please return, whatever, before he purchased the card. But it's on PSA to fix the issue. And it's $2,400. Fix the issue. You have a loyal customer here. He was using like the PSA database or whatever the hell, putting his stuff in there. Clearly going to be a future customer if you treat him right. Maybe he is now that they fixed this, but it's sad that it took people with platforms to share this out in order for them to do something. Now, we got to praise them a little bit for doing the right thing. Again, we just got to, it's half a point because it took, maybe it didn't take that long. But them not doing the right thing to begin with, we'll deduct a third of a point. So they get a 0.66 points of credit there. Now, nice little, the Boston Card Hunter, who is part of that Sports Card Madness podcast. We got, he's tagging some other people here, Dan the Card Man, and anyone else that shared this out. Thank you to them on behalf of both Sports Card Madness and myself. It's great to see that people can work together. They can point this stuff out. They can get something done. They can, you got to steer. You got to let these companies know that this is what you want to see. We want action taken against the bad actors. And we want the people who are honest and get screwed over to be treated the way that they need to. If you make a mistake, it's not on them. It's on you. And yes, it's expensive to do that over and over again. But here we have our message here from Frank saying, "Good morning. PSA has decided to offer me $2,400. That is based on my declared value for the card. Their professional specialists insist that the card would not be worth more than $1,000, though. The thing is, too, we've covered this a little bit, is like PSA deciding what the price is on something that's exceedingly rare, that doesn't sell very often. Declared value, I don't think it should be declared value. I think it should always come down to, again, the PS is going to argue like whatever the cheapest amount that they can pay you out to make you happy. They're going to offer you like free grading or crap like that doesn't cost them anything. Express grading that doesn't cost them anything. You're just going to bump some other people back. It's not like it's going to impact their submissions from other people. But if you paid a certain amount for a card, even if you overpaid, I don't care. That's not your problem. If you valued this thing at $5,000 and you paid $5,000 and you can show them that you paid $5,000 for it and they messed up and you go to re-slab this thing, they should owe you $5,000. They had the opportunity. Apparently this was somebody that was forging signatures that was known. They should have been able to go in and deactivate every single one of those certs, and then this individual would not have purchased it. End of story. Easy peasy. The thing is, with all of this, with the altered cards, with the creamy deemies from Kurt, all of this stuff, the more they put it off, yes, it saves them money in the short term, and maybe that's what the higher ups at the company want to see. They want numbers. Oh, no, you don't want to pay out too much on the guarantee. That'll make the numbers look bad. But the more you put it off, the worse it gets. If this thing gets more expensive, if this thing all of a sudden, again, it sells for more money later on, it just gets worse and worse. More people, again, more of it's going to be submit through because you don't set an example. Like the Kurt stuff, you don't set an example so people don't, even think twice. They're just like, oh yeah, I'll get away with it. I can, if other people are doing it, if other people can polish their cards and send them in, I can too. It's cleaning, guys. It's cleaning. So we have a slight update here to finish off the video. We have Paul Lesko, who had a prior post here. This is all the way back in January of 2024. We had the judgment. We have a criminal in the hobby, and I want to see more of this. I want to see the FBI absolutely pants the living hell out of all of these criminals that think that they can get away with it, because alleged criminals, because it's cards, because like they can do whatever they want. They can manipulate the market, insider trading kind of things, maybe they can cut stuff up. Maybe they can make it, fraud essentially. They can fraud. They think they can fraud because it's sports cards, because it's FBI. Please just keep going. Just absolutely destroy these absolute crooks. Please and thank you. Yours truly, Rattle Pokemon XOX. PS. Love you lots. All right. So we have a little update here. We have this individual who was forging signatures, a Mr. Monroe for forged T206 autos. He was sentenced to time served and restitution of $73,358.35. So pretty wild here. Oh, I think it was 5 years. Go to prison. If you're going to rip people off, I don't care if it's sports cards. I don't care if you're breaking into their house and stealing their shit. Go to prison. I think even better it would be if you have this amount of money and this needs to be paid back to the individuals that you scammed, that you ripped off. Whoever needs to be paid back, even if it compounded and it sold after that to somebody else, whoever is out that money, I think you should be in there. You should be working until you pay off that entire bill and you pay everyone back. I think that's the most fair way to do it. If you got a stamped license plates in there, and yes, your meals and your room and board, even though it's prison, deduct that off of it as well. Get in there, work your fucking ass off, and pay the people back that you ripped off. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. Now, for anyone that's wondering about the T206, we're talking baseball cards. These are tobacco cards back from 1909 to 1911. The most famous being the Wagner here. I'm sure even if you're not in sports cards, you've probably seen these. You've seen this posted around. It's like the Grail, Super Grail Plus, essentially. But that's all I got for today. Again, it's probably a super long video coming tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a slugfest. I can't imagine most people will be able to watch it in one go. But I think it's in the best interest of everyone that I stick it all in one video. Everything's contained in one spot. That way you're not getting one side of the story, and we don't have to. Again, if there's any unknowns, you'll be able to make your own decision based on those, your own opinions and decisions based on the information that's given. I'll share mine as well, of course. But that's what we have. Thanks for tuning in. Again, thanks for using the links and the codes. Thanks for joining the Discord. See you next time. Bye. I did like a wink noise, but I didn't wink. There we go.